What's going on YouTube? BryceCrispy94 here, bringing you another miniature painting video. In today's video, we have some awesome ghouls designed by Loot Studios. They are from their White Apocalypse bundle. And so let's show these guys off real quick. We got the first one here who's just chilling on this piece of concrete, resting his arm on some poor soul's grave, looking to cause some mayhem. And then this is my favorite of the two, just because he's got that human severed severed head. It's a little more gruesome than just a severed hand. Chilling in his hand, you know, looking terrifying. Got a skull on his waist as long as a little patch. They are just some basic ghouls, but I thought that would be fun to paint, especially because I have a lot of colors that I don't get to use often. Well, a couple colors that I don't get to use often that I thought would be really fun to use with these. One of those being Army Painter's Ghoul Gray. This is unique to the D&D set. I believe it is their, yeah, Army Painter's Undead Paint set. So this is unique to that. But I think you can just buy it individually from Army Painter's site. So very cool. That'll be the basis for the skin. Then I have Bleached Skull, which is a very nice white, but it is a little different than their regular white. But I'm going to use that for all their clothing, like their little drapes they have on them, as well as their bandages, and then probably really scruff it up with some different washes. Next, for the severed head, I have Fair Skin, aka Corpse Pale. Excuse me. Then we have Dungeon Stone, which I believe is Dungeon Gray for the bricks and the stones, as well as Shield Brown, which will be my dirt. Then I have Skeleton Bone for the skeleton pieces, and then finally going to be using Ghostly well, not finally, I should say that, but we will be using Ghostly Vapors to do the eyes of the ghouls, because if you look at the 5e art, this color almost matches perfectly with the eyes. It is another unique paint to that set. Then I have some colors like Hardened Leather and Army Painter's Glistening Blood that I will be using for the severed head. And I'll probably use the Glistening Blood on the tongue as well for the ghouls. So that is enough of me talking. Let's get to painting. And we are back. The ghouls are finished, but before I show them off, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button to let me know you like the video, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed so you can see more of these videos you like. But anyway, on to the ghouls. So, got my two ghouls here. This ghoul here, bit of a mess up. I used the shadow wash on it, and I don't know why I used the shadow wash on it. It made it so dark, and I just did not like it. So for the second ghoul, this guy like over here, I used the pale gray Vallejo game wash, and I enjoyed it, and then it dried, and then I couldn't tell a damn bit of difference. So off screen, I used Vallejo's model wash, and it turned out fantastic. This is definitely my favorite of the two. I think it turned out really well. I was able to actually do some highlights on it, as you guys can see. And I think the highlights turned out well. I may have over highlighted in some areas and under highlighted in others, but that is a newer technique for me that I'm really trying to start getting into. I should probably watch a few more videos and really learn how to hit it. I'm going to turn the light off real quick just so I can show off that ghostly vapors for the eyes. You can kind of see it there, that nice gross glowing green eye. The blood red, or glistening blood, sorry, turned out really well for the decapitated head and the tongue and the claws. I really like how that ended up looking. Yeah, this model turned out really well. I'm really happy with the end result. So let's go to the one that I'm not as happy with. So last you guys saw it, it was still really dark with some pretty choppy highlights. So I ended up just taking the ghoul gray that we were using as the main flesh tone and kind of wet brushed it on. Not, I say wet brushed. It was a pretty wet dry brush, I should say, which gave it this kind of look. And I think that looks much better. It's still not my favorite. So here's a similar version. This was actually the original model that I was painting, and then I realized its two fingers were broken down there, and I was like, oh, so I got this guy and, you know, made him. So here's more of what I was going for with it. I did go ahead and finish this one. I just didn't put as much time and effort into it as I did these two. But it's always good to have multiple ghouls. So yeah, I'm happy with how they both turned out. I was able to at least save this one. It'll still look great on the tabletop. And this one, not saying it's, you know, golden demon worthy or anything, but for me, I'm really happy with it. I think it shows a lot of growth for my development. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you want to pick up these STL files, these ghouls, check out Loot Studios. Their link is down below. Not sponsored or anything. I just think they're an amazing company that does really awesome miniatures like this. So not gonna keep you guys any longer. Catch y'all next time. Peace.